All right, we're going live. We're going live. Batter Sports Talk is going live. We about to kick off another session. In a few seconds, I will be yielding to the host of this of the Batter Sports Show podcast. We welcome on the panel. We have Dank on the panel, and we have EJ on the panel. So we're about to get it kicking. This is a beautiful night to be supporting the New Orleans Saints after all the losses that happened. Oh my goodness! All we needed was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to actually lose that game, but that didn't happen. That's okay. So that y'all just give us a second.
So I'll just pull that.
What's up, sports fans? It's pregame show, man. We on Monday night. We got Dank on the chat, man. We got Dank out here. All right, man. We got Mr. Everett 504. He's currently truck driving right now, handling business right now. But he's gonna join in as well with us and everything, and try to go ahead and get him a good connector spot and everything. But how are we feeling tonight, man? How are we feeling tonight? Dang, man, it's game time, man. This is another important game for the Saints against these feisty Ravens, man. How are we feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling real good, man. I mean, before we get into this Saints talk, I want to ask you a question. I know you and your dad big Tulane Wave fans, man, but did y'all watch that Alabama LSU game?
Hey, man, and look, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's exactly what we gonna get into. Before we get into the Saints, man, we just gotta clear the air that this is a sports podcasting page for all sports. So we don't just do the Saints on here, man. So we gotta go ahead and have some coverage on the LSU Tigers and the job they did against Alabama, man, against Nick Saban and them boys, man. I said this before the season started. I said, guys, I need to believe in Brian Kelly, man, because he's got this team, working well, man. And a lot of LSU fans fell off. They didn't believe in them after the first game, and even after the Tennessee game, they jumped the ship after that game. So I was very proud of what I saw. Last night, not last night, Saturday night against the Alabama Crimson Tide, man. How you felt about that game?
Man, it was dope. I mean, Brian Kelly won me over on that one. I was one like you said. I wasn't feeling. I didn't know if it was because he wasn't doing LSU tradition. He wasn't doing the 2-3 running backs. One might be from New Orleans.
Right.
He tackled D lineman from the St. Aug, call era stuff. Like he went kind of out the box and doing it his way. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he went off LSU tradition and doing it his way. And you could instantly see it like from the football team because they didn't just play like nasty like we was used to seeing Louisiana football play. And then after a couple games went by, his system started being, he was implementing the system in that quarterback, man, that dude Daniels. I didn't know him and the dude from Alabama, they was like Little League rivals. You know what I mean? Like they played against each other since they was in Little League from Southern Cal. I think they both from the LA area around that way.
Right.
And it was like, man, that quarterback.
But let me throw my 2 cents in on that one. Just my Dank on here because I only got a couple of ways just to break in while I got reception. But let me tell y'all something. I have told many LSU fans, and this is to the ones on Twitter who was being very disrespectful to this man, who was sitting up there. I got the receipts. And many of y'all was so disrespectful to him, talking about y'all was so ready for Jamie Howard's son to get up in there and come in, and y'all was ready for Nussmeier saying that he's not He's not a prototype quarterback. He's just he's nothing but a option type of quarterback. But let me tell you something. With this young man is so dangerous. He literally beat Alabama with his feet and his ability to throw the ball and run with his. He gave us what Alabama quarterback Bryce Young gives to Alabama. I'm telling you that this young man right here is a breath of fresh air for the Tigers. I thought that everybody was overreacting on the very first game of the year playing against the Florida State Seminoles. A lot of people don't know that's a tough game to start the season. The Saints, the LSU Tigers have so many different turnovers since Orgeron have left. They had he had basically a lot of transfers and a lot of freshmen. A lot of people playing on this team were transfers, so it's going to take time. Okay, he lost a lot of Orgeron's kids. Okay, so I think that I'm so ecstatic. I don't, Brian Kelly is showing you what a coach is about. He's giving you that kind of swagger that Nick Saban got. I don't know if y'all see how he was all on the referees. He just bring you that fire, Dank. Go ahead.
Yeah, like y'all ain't gonna do that to us. Make sure them calls right. They better be right. If they ain't right, you gonna have to come see me. Yeah, he a leader, and the rest respect him because he been around for a minute. But yeah, I was one just like you. He that quarterback. It took a time to grow on me, but I think that little dude right there, that little dude after Saturday, he done made some money for his family, dog. Because he definitely gone in the first or second round. I would say second round, but he definitely boosted his draft stock after that game, bro.
Most definitely, man. He really actually probably put himself on the outside looking inside on that Heisman Trophy, man. Like that's how good he's been the last couple of games, for these LSU Tigers, man. And then really think about it. The two biggest plays of the game came from freshmen. Harold Perkins Jr. from New Orleans, man, and Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing, man. Like you got freshmen out there making impact plays on this young football team that wasn't expected to do anything really. Brian Kelly came up in there. Everybody was talking about his family accent. So nobody was feeling that. Nobody was feeling what he had going on in Louisiana. But hey, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him because he stuck with it. He said he came to the SEC to beat Nick Saban. And guess what? In year one, he's already beaten Nick Saban. So it's gonna be very interesting to see this team take another step forward, man. Larry and Hunt, I see y'all came in the chat. Nas, you up in here too. Let me get y'all thoughts on the LSU football game, man, against Alabama, man. I'm gonna start with you, Larry.
I just look at it as a statement game. I just look at it like it's a statement game. But it was also a must-win game for them too.
Most definitely.
In order to stay in the playoff hunt. So, but our biggest hurdle gonna be Georgia.
Yeah, you look. Hey, after now you got a two-loss football team in the SEC right now. That's got to go ahead and go against the uprising Georgia. Georgia is like they're going to be, what Alabama has always been a dynasty. The way Georgia has been playing, man, with that stifling defense, it's going to be. Look, like I said, we're going to take it baby steps at a time. But I look at LSU right now. I don't think they're quite ready to be, that team yet, that championship winning team. But this is definitely a step in the right direction for the team, man. How you felt about LSU?
Well, bro, it was lit here. I'm out here in BR, dog. So it was lit here, bro. So them folks, yeah, shit. They always say they better than the Saints out here, dog. So so believe me, bro. So let them have their victory. But like you say again, it's a lot of football still to play. Georgia's still on the docket. I'm not gonna say that Tennessee loss is gonna come back and hurt them by them being in the West instead of the East. Right. But you may end up seeing either or Tennessee in the SEC championship.
That's bold. That's bold right there. Nas, how you felt about LSU, man?
Y'all can hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. There we go. I like that connection. I like that connection today, man. How you felt about LSU, man?
Hey, Troll Tide. Yeah, Troll Tide. Shut up. LSU house over here. Told you we was gonna beat y'all. And one thing I'll tell you about that quarterback, man, I'm telling you, that boy he better go first round, at least late or mid first round. I'm telling you. And if he don't get the Heisman, I'm like, all right, cool. At least he better be a candidate. So that boy is smoke balling.
That's bold.
I think he's gonna get that Heisman.
I don't think he's gonna get the Heisman, but I think
he better get it. He better get it. That boy is
finalist. I think he put his name. He submitted his name now as a finalist. I really think he's gotten his name up there now. The way he's been playing lately, and let's just say he has a really good game against Georgia. He's really putting his name in there with the Heisman favorites, man. Like like we just faced Bryce Young, and that boy from Ohio State, man. They quarterback, so. He's
CJ Stroud
up there with them boys. So
CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud.
Yeah. CJ Stroud. That's who I think is gonna win it all as far as Heisman.
Well, I mean, if you're throwing Heisman names out there, the real dog horse that nobody's really talking about is J.J. McCarthy from Michigan.
That's a good. Hey, that's a dark horse right there. Look. They've been sleeping on that man out there. They really have. Yeah. Hey, I like that.
So, I got a name. I got one good guy y'all might think about.
Go ahead.
What y'all think about Michigan quarterback? Old boy, little brother, McCaffrey. What y'all think about him? Y'all think he a candidate?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's JJ McCarthy.
That boy got pedigree in his blood. Yeah. You see his older brothers.
The thing is now they saying that they don't give him as much credit as everybody else's because they schedule. They feel like he haven't played nobody yet. Michigan don't have a schedule like the SEC or anybody like that. So that's kind of why they sleeping on him right now. But I agree with you guys. That man is a dark horse for real.
That boy about to go to NFL just like his brother.
Oh yeah, right. Definitely.
What
about the Tulane guys? The Tulane way, man. Here in the city of New Orleans, man. I mean, gosh, man. I never seen. I ain't never seen Tulane, get on this run in a long time. I wasn't.
Well, you talking about Sean King era and Patrick Ramsey and all these other days. Them days back then. But let me tell you my take on Tulane, okay? Because I know a lot about Tulane and I do follow him. And Willie Fritz, we got to give a lot of flowers to Willie Fritz and this football team. I mean, check out for Spears, man, number 22. That running back is Otajay Spears, man. This dude here, they haven't had a running back like this since Matt Forte. They haven't. This guy here is Matt Forte level, dog. Go check him out. All he does is break 50 and 60-yard runs. The dude catch balls out the backfield. The look out for Pratt. Pratt. One thing I love about Pratt, bro. He had got his. He been pushed because Hookup is behind him. A redshirt freshman and pushed his ass. But let me tell you something. Pratt is a solid quarterback. Tulane defense is stout. I'm talking about stout. One of the best in Atlantic.
Their defense one of the best in the country. I wholeheartedly.
And listen, we're not just sitting here talking crap. They played Kansas State. They beat Kansas State in Kansas. What a lot of people don't understand. Tulane went to Kansas State, who beat Kansas State, who Kansas State beat Oklahoma and several other teams. Kansas State was just the 13th ranked team in the whole nation, and Tulane beat them.
Question on that, Everett. Isn't that Les Miles or is he with the Jayhawks?
No, Les Miles got fired. He got fired from the Jayhawks.
Yeah, he got fired from the Jayhawks. Yeah.
That didn't last long at all.
That didn't last long at all, man.
Les Miles wasn't a good coach anyway.
You know what's funny, guys, though? Let me say this, too. We seeing both of these teams, Tulane and LSU, doing what they're doing. Wouldn't it be funny if we see a bowl game where it's LSU and Tulane, man?
Well, if LSU don't have nothing to play for, as far as the championship, you're probably gonna see the Sugar Bowl they're gonna probably have Tulane and LSU in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I can see it the way they playing right now. Both of them. I mean, if LSU doesn't get into the the top 4 for the national championship, I can see that happening.
They're gonna do Tulane the same thing they did them in
Those
98.
people don't think Tulane can play on the same football field with LSU. Just go ahead and look at Tulane against some of these opponents that they have played. Tulane has not played Kitty Cat's opponents this year. Like I told you, that Kansas State team had beat LSU in the bowl game last year. People forget this. Okay, that's the same team that beat LSU in the bowl game last year.
Let me throw this out here, guys, since we still talking about college. I know y'all saw the Tennessee and Georgia football game, and I know a lot of you guys, and this is we're gonna get to the Saints in a moment. But I know a lot of you guys were thinking about quarterbacks after his play against Georgia. Do you still believe in Hendon Hooker?
No, he's not ready yet. He ain't ready.
Tell me why.
He needs another year.
I'm with Hump on that one. I needed to see that.
Man, I disagree with y'all.
Hang on. Let me hear what
and him against NFL talent, he looked at like his class. He looked at like matter of fact, he's older. He's a 23-year-old player. He looked at below his age level. He played below. So when you measure a quarterback against a team like Georgia, that's NFL talent that them dudes have over there. Like he was saying, they got NFL linemen, linebackers, D-ends all over Georgia. That's NFL talent. That's just what he's gonna be going up against in the NFL. What I did like about it, to let me know
right before that week though, so you can't really say that, dog. He played against NFL.
Alabama ain't Alabama. Alabama ain't Alabama.
But I mean, before we beat before LSU beat them, well, none of us was talking like that. Hendon Hooker played some teams, man. Let's not act like that.
He did, but let me tell you this. This is what I was about to tell you before I got what I did. I tell you, I start out with the bad. What I do like about him was his poise. I watched his poise. He was not rattled in there, but he showed that he can't read the defense with that type of speed. His progression is not fast enough. He was like, Georgia made him look like a freshman or sophomore quarterback, man. He need another year.
Go ahead.
He lost money this weekend. I said the quarterback from LSU gained money this weekend, and the quarterback from Alabama and Tennessee lost money this weekend.
Go ahead, Larry.
Just the bottom line. Every quarterback Georgia went up against, they put them in the blender. Bottom line. Every quarterback Georgia went up against, they put him in the blender.
Thank you.
You think a recruiter
gonna tell me that he's a bad quarterback? Thank you, Larry.
They ain't say he was a bad quarterback, but I'm telling you,
top 10.
Judge him against the draft, the NFL's draft scouts. They gonna judge him against that game. They're not gonna judge him against what
they won't. No, they won't.
They will.
Let me say this, y'all.
Georgia defense put every quarterback they went against in the blender.
Let me say this, y'all.
When they go against LSU, if LSU don't step up, they're gonna put LSU quarterback in the blender. They're gonna every quarterback they went up against. They put them in the blender.
The defense, that's an excuse. That's an excuse, Larry. You think NFL scouts to pay these kids multi-millionaire to make you a franchise quarterback? You think they're gonna say, he's good, but when he goes up against Georgia defense, they swarm him. Every defense in the NFL is like Georgia.
One prime example. See, think back to Gino Toretta. Alabama put him in a blender in the national championship.
Right.
Gino Toretta still got drafted.
Yeah, not in the first round though.
It's a whole lot of quarterbacks Alabama put in the blender back in the day, but they still got drafted.
This kid from Tennessee was the biggest name right now. Now I'm gonna tell you that kid from Oregon gonna jump him. Watch.
Right. But if Oregon, matter of fact, if that quarterback from Ohio State go up against Georgia, they're gonna put him in a blender. That defense is for real. That's an NFL caliber defense. They're gonna put him in a blender. No matter what quarterback they go up against, they're gonna put him in a blender.
That's why, Larry, I think I see what Dane kind of saying on this point. Well, we look at Georgia defense, and that's NFL caliber, right? So in that game, I guess what he's trying to say is we expected to see more out of him out of that football game. We expect to see Hendon Hooker go ahead and make some NFL type plays, so it translates towards the league. That's an NFL defense. Let's see how you would kind of look against an NFL defense.
You know what? we're gonna revisit this conversation after LSU play Georgia. If Georgia put LSU quarterback in a blender, I don't want to hear nothing. Y'all just hype this. You just hype this
Man,
dude up
because
for the Heisman, bro. Just hype him
remember
up for the
what
Heisman.
Georgia did to Bama last year.
Yeah.
Remember what Georgia did to Bama last year in the championship.
Yeah.
Man, Bama did the same
and what Bryce
thing.
Young did, came his ass back to college and played another year.
And he got put in the blender.
He came back to your draft stock dropped.
I agree, Georgia. Georgia is a doggone menace. They have a great
Georgia's
defense.
strength is defense. That's their best strength. Defense.
Most
DNs, linebackers, everybody in that defense is not playing. They finna play like, oh, you think you finna get past us? Oh, come on, bring it here. Bring your best quarterback.
Let me ask y'all this then. And I may call your name and y'all just tell me a quick quarterback real quick before we move on to the next session real quick. If you're drafting a quarterback this year in this next upcoming draft, who are you drafting? I'm gonna start with you, Larry.
Tell you the truth, nobody's standing out right now. The only one that's standing out, he D2. You already know how they're gonna play him. He got a name, Sanders. He the only one standing out. But when I look at him, he really not NFL already.
Oh God.
He's really not even NFL already.
Tell me yours, huh?
Well, I mean, and hey, it's still early right now, but I would go with McCarthy. I would go with McCarthy. So I mean, you're being coached by almost Hall of Fame quarterback. So I mean, and bro, and Harbaugh always did bring out the best. So I would go with McCarthy.
Nas, who you got?
Sleeper, Will Levis.
Will Levis. Ooh. Oh. Dang.
Man, that boy right there. That boy.
Who you got, Dang?
I still think they're gonna be still high on Bryce Young. Bryce Young, his name gonna be in the top 1, 2, or 3. And I would say that kid from Oregon. That's the kid that they got over him.
Bo Nix. Okay. All right. Dad, who you got?
I'm going with Bryce Young or Hendon Hooker. I'm going because Hendon Hooker, we could draft him, and he's a senior. He's already he's not a senior, but he's an older player. And I'm not going to base my one game on that based on one game. I think that he can sit behind a quarterback, a veteran quarterback, and he'll be a perfect quarterback for the Saints.
I agree. I would say Hendon Hooker as well as my pick. I think Hendon Hooker would fit the Saints offense really well. And I'm not gonna say Bryce Young. I love Bryce Young. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say Bryce Young just for the fact I think he's gonna go to a team that's bad. Okay, I just really think he's just gonna get drafted to a guy.
And Deion Sanders' son ain't gonna get drafted no high like that. That boy gonna be a 4th round, 5th round pick.
Yeah, I don't know what Larry was talking about.
I don't know why he brought that up.
I don't know why he was talking about that.
Bro, you just heard me say I don't think he's ready for the NFL. you heard me say that. He the name that's standing out for us, the stats right now, before us getting ready for the NFL? No, because I watch him closely. When they started hyping him up, I said, well, let me see what's happening with him. I watched him closely. One game, the boy threw about 4 interceptions in a row, and I'm like, who's throwing to?
I don't think he's ready. I really honestly think if he can come back, he need to come
back.
He
just got a name. That's all he got a name.
Yeah.
Definitely need to come back for a year.
Guys, all right, let's move on to Pelicans basketball because, guys, it's not just New Orleans Saints game day. It's Pelicans basketball game.
Pelicans game.
We are playing the Indiana Pacers. I want to talk, too, about the last game we just played against the Atlanta Hawks. I'm seeing too much. Okay, we win, we lose. It's too much inconsistency right now. So tell me how y'all feeling about the New Orleans Pelicans right now.
Let me go with that statement, EJ. As far as the win-loss thing, you really can't judge them because the very first 2 games, y'all got to remember they was out with Brandon Ingram with a concussion for a very long time. They really didn't play, and then Zion had the back injury. So the very first 2 games of the season, the 3 games, I'm really not gonna hold that on their head. As far as this last game, playing that game they lost against the Lakers, that's unacceptable. But this game against the Hawks is a damn good basketball team. The Hawks are that game went in overtime. That team is just, they are young. I like both. I just think it's just a little bit too premature to sit there and know what they're going to be and what their expectations. If they're healthy, that's a playoff team.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, bro, I'm seeing a little bit more of too much more of Marshall, who basically getting there and jack up threes as soon as you get in the game. I mean, you need more of a facilitator, which is, maybe a little bit more Dyson Daniels. Now, or is the Marshall guy holding spots for when?
Not to cut you off, but people would say, that Dyson Daniels cost you that basketball game against the Lakers. People would say that.
Yeah, he did.
But he's still a rookie, EJ. I mean, that's
exactly. That's what I was
and
just about to get
well
at.
Against the Hawks.
Okay, all right. I like it. Hey,
look, but I was going to finish off what I was just about to say right now. Is Marshall just basically holding that spot for when they decide on Kira Lewis Jr.
Right.
Another Larry, ball handler.
Larry, thoughts on the Pelicans so far?
I'm not a basketball fan. Go with y'all this from the get-go.
All right. Okay, Dave.
Larry kept it real though. I like that. Probably was your best answer. I like Larry. You kept it real with that. You heard me? But now I've been watching them every now and then. I've been missing a game here and there, stuff like that, man. But the Pelicans, dog, they have becoming my team, dog. Like I like what Willie Green doing over there. And I want to say on the page, man, I hope we live on the baddest, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to say this because I know when Brandon Ingram first came to the Pelicans when they did the Lakers trade, y'all all know I'm a diehard LeBron fan, so I was with the Lakers. And I was watching the Pelicans and I had a feeling. I just wasn't a big Brandon Ingram fan, you know what I'm saying? But now that dude that won me over, I would say that I was wrong about Brandon Ingram. I'm not right about all my sports predictions. I'm right about 80-90% about them.
Y'all hear this, guys?
But I was wrong about B.I. I would admit that I was wrong about Brandon Ingram.
Oh my God.
But I would say this though, E. I still think that they're gonna have a challenge. Not a challenge, but I would say this. I would ask you. I would ask. I wish my dog Marshall L was still in the group, but I won't ask Henry and L Everett this. I know you'll answer Everett because you just gonna. I know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna disagree with what you're gonna say. I will always ask Pelicans fans, as long as Brandon Ingram and Zion on the roster, who team is it? I think it's B.I. team because he's the closer. Some people would say it's Zion because he's the franchise player. But who team is it? E? Who team is that? Who's the team leader of the Pelicans?
It's B.I.
Well, I mean, you would go with the veteran.
You go like you say, you go with the veteran guy. You
How
go
about
with
CJ McCullough?
CJ would
he only been there a half a season. A year and a half.
CJ.
Hey, bro. CJ McCollum.
Say, bro.
Oh,
look at
CJ.
Look at it like this here, bro. Brandon Ingram still is a quiet guy, bro. He's not really vocal. Now, you can say Zion, because he's the most outspoken of the three. But nah, man, I would go with CJ because that's the one that everybody respects.
I respect. I like that. I like CJ McCullough.
Well, look, you got a point in saying that. Yeah, that's your veteran leader right there. Of course, But I'm gonna disagree with you on this point that Brandon Ingram is your bona fide star and your bona fide leader on this Pelicans roster just because of the fact the Pelicans are not going to go anywhere without Brandon Ingram. Let's just be honest about that. CJ McCollum and Zion, they can try to go ahead and take over this basketball team all they want to. They can't go nowhere unless Brandon Ingram, wants them to go as far as they can go, And we seen that last year in last year's playoffs. Brandon Ingram totally led this team. We only had half of the season.
EJ, I disagree with you, son. As far as Zion is box office. Zion put up 29 points while in limited minutes. Zion put up 29 points. This man here come out of nowhere. He hasn't played since last year, and he comes out of nowhere. Zion is the leader of this basketball team, and you can disagree with me. We'll be cool with that. And so why can't they both be like LeBron and Dwayne Wade? Why can't we have leaders on this team? Because both of them bring. I don't think you can win without each other.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they need each other. Both, all three of them need each other. Let's be honest here. They all three need each other. But if we, like I said, it's just my opinion. I think honestly, like I said, judging from what I seen last season without Zion, the whole single season, I mean, everybody was writing the ship off the Pelicans, and guess what? They look, and not to say before. CJ McCollum came, everything was all peachy because it wasn't. Doggone the Pelicans was bad. They was really bad. But like I said, CJ coming in there, that helps with veteran leadership, takes the all the pressure off of one man's back. That
CJ is a Chris Paul. He bringing that veteran leadership like Chris Paul did. What I told GG, I said we can get Chris Paul back on this basketball team. That would have been awesome. But having CJ is just the same way to me.
Yeah, I agree. Because CJ got that it factor type leadership. Like he had it in Portland. He brought it here. Woo. Man took off in a heartbeat.
Like I said, I just think they all mix well together. Like
all three of them.
That's a great comparison. CJ McCollum is your Chris Paul, basically. And Brandon Ingram, does what he does. That's your doggone Kevin Durant. He's just a mirror image of Kevin Durant. Okay, Zion is like a doggone Shaq. Okay, like all three. If you can get all three of them to combine together, stay healthy. It's a playoff basketball team, man, and there's no excuses for them.
Don't sleep on Herb Dennis Rodman Jones. Because let me tell you something. Herb Dennis Rodman Jones is the heart and soul of our basketball team. And let me tell you something. Trey Murphy is Trick or Treat. When Trick or Treat is on, you ain't let me tell you about Trick or Treat, man. That boy, when he's on, he's unstoppable. The dude can shoot. You got to remember, the kid is like 6'9", 6'9", got a 7-foot wingspan. He's unbelievable.
Yeah. Look, like I said, and Alvarado, man. Alvarado is just your pest, man. Your pest back there.
Sneaky boy. Sneaky boy.
He give you problems. If you're the opponent, I promise you don't want to see him. Chris Paul know about him. I'm sure of it. Like I said, guys, man. I go out and make sure y'all check in on y'all Pelicans tonight too, because like I said, they have their game tonight against the Pacers. But now let's get to the nitty gritty of the New Orleans Saints, man. And we have the Baltimore Ravens coming in town, man. The Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, man, Action Jackson.
Who that?
So let me get into this with y'all. Let me say this. Their bona fide number one tight end will not be active tonight.
EJ, could you at least go to could you at least go to Sunday games, the divisional games? Because before we go into the Saints, could you talk about what got us this opportunity right now?
Well,
let's talk about some of these games.
Okay, if you want to talk about what happened Sunday, all right, guys. Look, let's be honest here. All right, the Falcons did what we knew they were gonna do. They lost. Okay, they lost to the Chargers. Last seconds, they couldn't hold the lead and everything. Okay, that gave us a chance to go ahead and get the lead coming into this game. But once again, the Buccaneers, the Yuccaneers, did what they usually do and they took, control of this division right now. They have the lead. Okay, this is why every game matters. Okay, all right.
But EJ, you blowing up, EJ. What you're not
hang on.
You're not. You acting like this. No. What you didn't look at is the Green Bay Packers and the Rams loss, which mean in division, you got all these teams with records that's underneath us. The Saints are actually in it, even if it ain't division. If we could just win and keep winning and beat right there, we could be like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won when they won the Super Bowl. Where they didn't win the division, we won the Super Bowl. We wound up winning the Super Bowl. They wound up winning the Super Bowl. We won the division. I'm looking at it differently than you are. Go ahead.
I think you can't think like that. I think you have to think to win this division. Okay. I think you have to take care of your division. I think these games basically. You taking it 1 week at a time, okay? You thinking one like we did last week with the Raiders. We going 1-0 each week. That's basically what it is, okay? Because you can't afford, okay, let's just say to make it in these playoffs, you can't lose 2 times or 3. You really can't lose twice, okay? So you got to go 1-0 every week, all right? So, yeah, it was great in the NFC to see a lot of these teams lose and everything. But at the same time, let's take care of our own business first, which is who's in front of us. The Ravens. The Ravens are right in front of us.
Anybody who's a Saints fan know that we got to handle our business tonight, and that's all that counts, 3-way tie.
Most definitely. So like I said, look, the Buccaneers won. They beat a Ravens team. I mean, a Rams team that was really, they're not good this year. They got a Super Bowl hangover. They're not good. We
gotta play them too, EJ. See, this is why I look at games like that. Okay, if you look at this game, that game against you got 2 quarterbacks that's playing terrible to me. Brady and Stafford are not the same. When you look at the Saints, this is a wide open time for the Saints. Not even in just our division, all overall. So we need enough NFC wins. Okay, that's why I told you that I'm still looking at the other teams, because you're looking at a Green Bay team that fell off the cliff. They lost to the Detroit Lions, EJ.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Look,
I wouldn't want to be too, though.
Look, I wouldn't want to be Mr. Aaron.
You're talking about division game. They're 3-6. What about the other games?
I wouldn't want to be Aaron Rodgers right now, man. Look, but like I said, it's not about really worrying about what everybody else got going on. Let's take care of tonight. Like I said, it was great to watch. It was great. It was darn near a perfect weekend. I mean, if you want to be honest, we saw LSU won this weekend. Look, the Pelicans, they lost.
Tulane
won as well, and then we had the Falcons lose. If the Buccaneers would have lost, that's perfect, as far as Saints concerned, So, like I said, we handled our business today. I'm telling you, we right on the Buccaneers' tail, okay? So
people keep saying three teams are coming out the NFC East. I think that some of these teams that y'all think that's going to make it, like the Giants, I think in the end y'all going to see them fall apart. I have seen this ride before with some of these teams. I am not comfortable with Daniel Jones. I don't think he's good.
Well, hang on. If they're gonna say, if you say Travis, okay, I see your comment.
I don't believe that.
Travis, if you say that,
I think it's too early. Go ahead.
If you say that the Commanders are coming out of the East,
no, it would be Philly, Dallas, and the Giants. As of right now, record-wise.
I don't believe in all 3 of them. I don't believe in.
Well, look,
I don't believe in Dallas.
Y'all watch the season.
No. Dallas is the Atlanta of the NFC.
We know the Commanders are going. Let's just look at these other 3 teams that these guys are getting hyped about. Okay, the Eagles. Eagles have not played no one, guys. Eagles have not played nobody tough, but they're gonna make the playoffs.
Thank you. They're gonna make the playoffs.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
They played number average to low echelon teams.
Let's look at the Cowboys.
Against the real teams.
Let's look at the Cowboys. Now the Cowboys are a tricky situation because you know what? I respect them for actually winning without Dak Prescott. I really thought their season would have been over by now. So I really think that they have a decent football team. I think the Cowboys might actually do enough to make the playoffs. That's just me. The Giants, on the other hand, look, I know they got this little fairy tale story going on, but let's be honest here. You got some games coming up, okay? And they've been shaky over the past couple of football games, after they
hot. They've been winning them games. I've been watching them. They don't look dominant.
So I'm telling y'all, I really feel like the weak point in the NFC East is the Giants. Okay, Saquon was very high at the beginning of the season. Things are kind of getting shaky over there. So look, like I said, it's still open for everybody.
And they lost Shepard. I think they lost Shepard or one of the 2 receivers with an ACL injury for the season.
Right.
Now, that's big.
Right.
And they just traded one. Kadarius Toney. They just traded.
That's a great point.
The
Giants don't have no receivers, and they're leaning so much on Saquon to where you're gonna get Saquon hurt again. You don't have no more weapons to go around him. So I mean, that's my weak point in the NFC East. So
they better draft.
but like I said, let's not worry too much about what the NFC's got going on. All we can do is control what we got going on. Let's take on the LSU approach, because LSU has put themselves in a point where they don't have to worry about nobody else, because they have to control what they have to control. We have to take on that same mindset as the New Orleans Saints. We have to control what we can control. Okay, right now we can control beating the hell out of the Ravens or losing to the Ravens today. It's up to us to handle our business. All right.
I heard you bringing up Mark Andrew.
Run the ball, play defense.
Yeah, EJ, I heard you bringing up Mark Andrew, and that is big because
Mark Andrews.
They lost Bateman too.
Yes, Rashad Bateman.
Well, here's a thorn in y'all's side. Deshaun Jackson is playing tonight.
We got him. We got him.
Hang on.
We got him.
Let me.
We're gonna put our rookie on it.
37 years old.
How long has it been?
37 years old.
How long has it been since Deshaun been in?
2 or 3 years.
We talking about prime Deshaun Jackson.
37 years old.
All right, we ain't talking about. We ain't talking about this Deshaun Jackson that's just, that's just coming off the practice squad.
That was 3 years ago.
They didn't even activate him until today, because they realized Mark Andrews and Rashad Bateman's going to be out. So
Bateman was gone. They had no choice but to sign him, bro. That is not no. See, Hump is still living in 1987.
I got a question.
No,
what?
They're gonna try to get what it is.
I got a question.
Go ahead,
Go ahead, Larry.
Does Isaiah Likely play for the Ravens?
Yes, he does.
We got to watch him.
Yes.
We got to pay attention to him.
Don't forget Roquan Smith.
I ain't worried about Roquan. I'm talking about on offense, because Mark Andrews ain't there, but Isaiah Likely is faster than Mark Andrews. He's way more athletic. That boy is a problem. He's a rookie, but he's a problem.
I feel you on that. I agree. He had a pretty good game last time the Ravens played. So
exactly.
I'm
saying we got to watch it.
I got a question. Let me ask the panel. Let me ask y'all something.
Go ahead.
Hey, Jordan Howard playing, y'all. Jordan Howard playing. That might be a sleeper. Go ahead. I got a question for all y'all. I want all y'all to answer this one by one.
Go ahead.
And it's on the defensive side of the ball. I think that's the only way we're gonna beat these people. We got to stop Lamar. And I think how we stop him and how any defense stop Lamar is you got to have a spy on Lamar. Which player y'all gonna use as y'all spy? Y'all gonna go with Warner or y'all gonna go with Davis? Or you'll do a mixture, a combination of both of them? Neither
one.
Warner in the Warner will do it.
Neither one. I'll put PJ Williams as the spy on it. We need somebody with a step faster.
Correct.
PJ Williams not faster than Lamar. He not. Look, Warner can do it, bro.
But you still got to respect PJ's speed. As far as Lamar breaking out of it, if he see a DB covering him, he's gonna be less likely to take off. But if he see a linebacker,
let me ask you this, Larry. I ain't gonna disagree or agree with you on that one. Well, actually, how you gonna get PJ Williams down in the box to be the spy? Because the spy needs to line up in front of needs to line up right behind the nose guard. And in front of that's actually spying on somebody. He's gonna be a linebacker.
The spy can line up by the linebackers.
PJ Williams never line up by the linebackers.
We only got 2 linebackers. Now keep in mind, we only got 2 linebackers.
We line up 2 out there.
The reason why I'm gonna go
4-2-5. We run a 4-2-5 defense.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Warner. I'm gonna go with Warner because I'm gonna tell you like this is something that Humphrey, friend, said something that I'm gonna go back to one of Humphrey buddies was talking about. Warner is like a safety. He's like a safety, and he's not a natural linebacker. So I'm telling you, Warner would be the guy, bro. Warner not only he can actually knock the ball out of Lamar's hands. He got a knock for hitting the football, bro. The dude got a knock for the ball.
So I'm gonna have Warner spying, because I know one thing. He gonna punch that ball out of there.
It's gonna take a lot to put Lamar down, because Lamar got put weight on enough.
He's not agile enough.
Lamar's bigger now. He's like 220, 225. He gonna run him over like that.
Hold up. Did you see
run him down like that?
He made last week on the running back, on the Raiders running back. You said he not agile enough. Did you see him dive in the backfield and tackle
Lamar on a whole other level.
Jacob?
Lamar on a whole other level.
Bigger than no Jacob, man.
Lamar's a different beast. Lamar's a 4-3-4.
He don't have to be bigger, but he is more agile. He been to shook one out his boots. I'm gonna
say this, y'all. If we're gonna go off the decision between PJ Williams and Pete Werner, I'm choosing Pete Werner. Because you ain't not about to put. I'm not putting PJ Williams in that damn position. He can be faster than Pete Werner all he want. He's not making that damn tackle. I'm telling you right now.
And PJ is a hit.
Not making that tackle.
I forgot PJ can hit, boy.
He's gonna be hitting people. To Larry's point, PJ hit people.
I can't wait to say Larry wrong after this game.
All right.
This dude here,
why not?
It's an all-pro MVP this year for the Saints defense. So, you watch and see.
Question.
Go ahead.
Why not do Justin Evans?
No.
No. Man, Justin Evans get a.
He been messing up this year.
No, not him. No.
Lamar down that boy. He's too off and on right now. And really, we need him more in coverage rather than tackling right now.
That's why the guy, I'm not naming guys in the secondary, because you need those guys to cover. How you gonna beat Lamar is you play a spy and you drop 6 to 7 in coverage. You make him read the defense. That's how you beat him. So them guys y'all naming that's in the secondary, we need them to cover it. PJ Williams, he a safety. He's too safety high. So when you're in a 2 safety high defense, there's no way possible you can have your safety run down low and be a spy. If you do that, then you're gonna have a guy run deep for a go route and you don't got no safety help. So it got to be a linebacker. It got to be between Davis and Warner that's going to spy him.
Yeah, and of course you're not going to put Demario Davis, just strapped on Lamar Jackson like that. You need him more than that. You need him more than just for Lamar Jackson.
His all-around role.
And let me tell you something, EJ, what do you think about Alante Taylor? Alante Taylor, and I wanted to talk to Dank about this, and I know that you have been in the page, you've been very upset and emotional over your boy CD Deuce. What about Alante Taylor?
What are you doing?
I love him. I love what I seen from him last week. Him right there. The future of the Saints secondary. We definitely got a number 2 cornerback. Not Lattimore. We got somebody. This kid right here, he's about to put a lot of pressure on Marshawn Lattimore in the franchise. Because he is going to be strong. In the next years. I'm talking about 2 or 3 years, PJ. I'm talking about 2 or 3 years, EJ. When the Saints deep into Lattimore contract, and the Saints fans got to understand Lattimore and Kamara is our most valuable trade pieces right now, and Lattimore, their cap hit is the least. So the Saints, if they trade any one of those big name players, it's gonna be Lattimore, bro, because he's the player that they could get 1st round picks for, and they could get rid of that cap hit. And this kid Alante Taylor is starting to show. I'm talking about in about 2 or 3 years. I won't see him in a couple of years too, because he's becoming that. He like you, EJ. He's becoming that prototypical type of cornerback. Those 6'2", 6'3" guys like that dude in the Jets. What's his name? Sauce Garner. That's about to be the new style cornerback. 6'2", 6'3". So
right, he's speaking. Oh no. Let me tell you something. This is why I'm so glad that Dank is on the channel today. Lord, he's splitting game today. Go ahead.
I'm telling you, this is what they're gonna start building their franchises off cornerbacks like that. So Lattimore gonna have to get on this shit and stop, letting those injuries take him out so long and stuff like that, because this kid Taylor might be a franchise cornerback as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you said. Right.
And you ain't paying him $7 million as a 2nd round pick.
But check this out. What we gonna do if Lattimore's still playing at a high level? We're not gonna just trade him.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Like,
he's still playing at a high level. He's gonna fly Adebo to the slot. That's all. Adebo gonna be a big slot corner.
Yeah, that's who needs to watch out for their job.
Then we're gonna be dangerous. No, then Adebo go to the slot. I think Adebo should be going to the slot now. To be honest with you, he could be.
Imagine him and Roby together.
Yeah, he could be that Chauncey Gardner, dog.
Roby gone after this year. Roby gone after this year.
Roby got a 3-year deal.
Trust me, Roby gone. If they're gonna trade somebody, they're gonna trade Roby.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree with Larry.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Because I think a Roby would be a tradable asset for the Saints.
Yeah, I agree.
Open line trade, babe. That makes sense because he is
because of his age.
You're gonna get about a 4th rounder for him. Unless the team really hard up for a corner.
Yeah, you got to think about it.
Like I said, I agree with everything you said on that. That's a damn good take. But at the same time, I'm gonna say this: Lattimore is your bona fide #1 damn corner. Your lockdown #1 piece. He's one of the top damn corners in this damn league, and you don't just get rid of him. You just don't get rid of him. To me, and I believe Alontae Taylor is a damn dog as well. I believe that he's going to be even better than what C.J. Gardner is right now. I really believe it. Alontae Taylor is got so much potential in him. My thing is I think they're going to play together one day. One day it's going to be Lattimore on one side, and one day it's going to be Alontae.
Oh, yeah, for the next 2 years. For the next 2 years.
Alontae is an alien safety playing DB. He an alien safety playing DB.
He's not a safety. He's a corner. With his type of speed, he's a corner.
Yeah, he's a corner. He's a corner.
I'm glad we picked him. That was a good pick.
Yeah, outside corner.
That boy killer.
And we
look at what he did to
earlier in the season because it was like, Saints fans didn't understand why we picked Alontae Taylor, but I said this. I said C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Like they're picking a guy up to replace C.J. Gardner-Johnson, man, and nobody
just in case the contracts.
Hey, bro. CJ got burnt a lot. That's what everybody not saying. CJ got burnt a lot.
I forgot to. Let me tap in on that. CJ did get burnt a lot. It was because his coach was putting him in position too as well. Larry, DA asked him to play the slot. It seems like Gardner Johnson, the D pilot is a better safety. That's what he was actually playing. That's what he played. We drafted him as a safety from Florida. From the Gators, he was a safety.
Right.
Free safety.
DA defense, DA plays free safety, but one of those safeties has to play a Kenny Vaccaro role, and you got to go line up in the slot. You got to be able to be a versatile
but you know what?
So that's what they was asking for CD. You know what I'm saying? And CD, he did his thing with us and stuff like that.
You know what?
Now let me put y'all on game on this. This is what I just heard through the wind, just talking to the people from the city. That's actually how they should play Tyrann Mathieu. I'm hearing Honey Badger mad is because they playing him like a high safety, and that's not what he's used to playing. He's used to playing down low on the line of scrimmage, like
just like
what you would do with PG.
Like
that ain't PG Williams wrote. Honey Badger could be a safety out there in the back, in the line of box.
Just like Kansas City
been doing that
since
LSU. So I gotta stop. I'm saying I ain't gonna be as hard on him as I was during the season because the man playing out of position. Any player that's playing out of position, it takes a year to learn.
Honey Badger was saying that. When we picked him up, he was like, "Man, I have to learn a lot of stuff now. This is different for me. Like from the things I was doing, back in the day, and with the Tigers, and even with the Chiefs." The Chiefs played him different than what we're playing him right now.
Don't let him roam. Everybody let him roam. Even Houston, the Texans, Arizona, everybody let this kid roam.
Honey Badger is a free roaming safety because Honey Badger is a hybrid safety, meaning he can line up anywhere. You don't make him a traditional cover free safety. You make him that free roamer.
And put PJ out. Put PJ over the top. Then put him in PJ top spot. Swap their spots up. That's all.
Yeah, that's what DA got to do this. Them coaches and they be a system. They be having a system, and once they implement their system, they just plug in players wherever.
Well, we can't get mad. We can't get mad if DA did make some adjustments. Look at the Raiders game. If you look at it, he did make adjustments, and guess who was producing in that game? The Honey Badger. So
the Badger. But guess what? He made some adjustments. He had the motherfucking Sean Payton came over there and told him, "Nigga, stop fucking my shit up, nigga. Stop fucking my shit up, nigga."
Hold on. Let me get to some of y'all clowns. Because first of all, Sean Payton came back to New Orleans not for no damn to come check the Saints. He came back for Debbie Henderson and Fred McAfee ceremony. Y'all got to stop making false reports.
They got reports out there though. That said that man went in there.
They had a conversation. The conversation was had.
Oh yeah, that came out too.
Demario Davis stated on his interview that they did not talk to Sean Payton. He did not come.
Mario probably didn't talk to Sean, but Sean talked to the coach.
Talk to the team.
Man, they got other reports saying different though. They got other reports saying different.
Y'all just be saying shit, man.
They got other reports. So hold on.
That came out.
You don't think so? You don't think that Sean Payton? So, actually, I know you mad at Sean Payton right now because of how he left the organization. But Sean Payton coming back to New Orleans helped us get that win last week, dog. Whatever he did and whatever his presence.
No, you overlooked the fact. You overlooking the fact that Dennis Allen was already hyped before Sean came there. He's playing the Raiders. He was fired from that organization.
I'm about to tell you, I got organization. All right, go ahead, Larry. Tell him your one thing, and I'm gonna tell him my one thing.
The thing I'm gonna point out, I know Sean had a conversation with them boys, with the coaches, the way they use Kamara. Kamara popped up and scored 3 touchdowns. They use Kamara the way they never used Kamara like that this season.
That's his playbook, E. That's his system. They run it his system.
I know y'all on Sean Payton.
Let me tell you something.
Dennis Allen is doing it his way.
They're not going to say that Sean Payton says something because they're going to look bad on Dennis Allen. That's why they're going to keep it under wrap.
He did not say nothing, man.
All right. If you say Sean Payton and Dennis Allen on
top, EJ, let me get one more in where I think he said something. We all know the only person that...
How you know that for a fact?
I'm about to tell you a fact right now, E, because there's only one more person in the Saints fan base that, well, two, it's me, Nas, and Sean Payton that love Taysom Hill the most. How you telling me that the game before Sean Payton, Taysom Hill had 5 touches? The game before Sean Payton came, the next game he had 15 touches.
So you telling me the game before he wasn't there? So you telling me? Hold on, let me shut y'all.
Sean said that's why y'all losing. You're not running your horses. That's what Sean told him.
You're not using the weapon
on TV, dog.
You're not using the weapon.
First of all, how you gonna run your offense with half of the people hurt? And secondly, let me shut y'all up for one. Sean Payton
ran offense with a wide receiver.
Sean Payton bitch ass was under Bill Parcells. Y'all never talked about how he used to call Bill and fucking have conversation with Bill and have all the advice from Bill Parcells.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So what?
So exactly. So why you mad about it? Because that man gotta have a mentor. That's DA mentor. Sean Payton is a mentor right now.
That does not take from no.
I think he talks more to Pete than DA. I think he talks more to Pete Carmichael.
That does not take nothing from no damn DA. If he was talking to Sean Payton, that ain't gonna stop make you win or lose.
I saw a difference in that offense. I saw a difference in that Kamara was used.
I done told y'all about coming on this doggone chat with Sean Payton and everything. Sean Payton is not the damn head coach of the New Orleans.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. These dudes still living on
Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen, whether you like it or not, is your damn head coach.
Hold on. Let me challenge EJ and his dad on this. Y'all talk. Who is DA boss? Tell me who is DA boss right now. It's Mickey Loomis. Mickey Loomis. Who is Sean Payton's best friend? Mickey Loomis and Sean Payton are best friends. They spent 15 years together. Not no goddamn. They hired DA, man. They hired DA, man. Don't tell me Sean Payton got this power. I know what type of power this man got, man.
Hold up. You gonna tell me? So you gonna tell me if you became the head coach, you gonna sit there and listen? So the previous guy is gonna get the credit for you fucking winning?
Just like you said, every coach needs a mentor. Every coach needs.
We don't get no credit when you're losing, right?
When Sean Payton was jammed up having the 79 seasons.
Hold up, let me listen to your concept. When it was losing,
God damn.
When it was losing,
I hear y'all brought up.
He didn't get no credit for that shit, right? He didn't get no credit for the loser, right? But he get credit for winning.
We coming on in the chat about Sean Payton. I told y'all, man. Sean Payton.
Man, look.
Here's the thing. Here's the bigger picture. Here's the bigger picture, guys. Everybody's not going to pay attention to this. Only reason they give it Sean Payton credit is because he was there at the game. Here's the factual. Sean Payton had a chit chat, and what was reported, factual report, he went into the coaching room, him and DA and the coaches had a chit chat together and had some pointer advice given to each other. Sean Payton was giving DA some advice.
Okay, where's the article where he was chit chatting?
We gonna show you. We gonna show you. We're on live right now. He gonna show you.
It's on my page too. I just shared it.
There is. There is
But
evidence
so
that he
what?
was talking.
But what? So what? That doesn't
And
make. That's not gonna make him coach better. Y'all
I'm
stupid,
gonna
man.
tell
Oh
y'all
my God.
why. I'm gonna tell y'all why he was there. The reason why Sean
That is
Payton,
not gonna make him coach better because he had a chit chat.
Sean Payton was there.
Oh my God.
Sean Payton was there for the Saints Hall of Famers. Okay, that's all. That was the reason why he came down to New Orleans. Okay, he didn't come in there to go ahead and try to take nobody's job. He didn't come up in there to go ahead and tell somebody what to do. Okay, he came up in there because Devery Henderson and a lot of them Saints Hall of Famers.
Devery Henderson and Fred McAfee, ain't none of them thought about that. None of them
were not. None of them
thought about that.
It had nothing to do with coaching. It had nothing to do with any of that. Okay. All right. Look,
so y'all didn't see a different football team from week 7 to week 6.
We did.
They're getting in sync. They all getting in sync.
Hang on. Who's to say?
Can't they be getting a little healthier? Can't they just starting to get better? Because teams start out slow. Let me tell you something. What about Sean Payton and his 9-8 start? So you just gonna forget that they were not no winner. All right, he got some.
Yeah, and just like I told you, he used to just like you said. He'll call Bill Parcells and get some advice. Ain't nothing wrong with a coach getting some advice, dog.
You still living on Sean Payton past. Last year he wasn't shit.
He is not that far. The man only been gone a half a season. You act like Sean Payton been gone a full year.
He been gone a half a season. You got to let it go.
Who's to say? Hang on, guys. But who's to say that Dennis Allen didn't just find something with
the Raiders? He played his old team. Why can't he be motivated against his old team?
I hear y'all on all that, but I'm just what we trying to tell y'all is we giving y'all the facts. This stuff that I'm telling y'all has been reported, fam. This ain't nothing Dank made up, Mary made up. This has been reported.
Bill Parcells been talking to Sean forever.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
What is that supposed to mean, though?
I'm just
saying.
He
needed some advice.
He's not saying he's coming in there. He's not saying he's coming in there to tell DA what to do. He came in there to give some advice, offered advice. That's it.
It worked, and it worked, and it worked.
Use your weapons. He told him,
and look at DA. Use your weapons. Use your toys. Use your weapons,
guys. But let's who's to say that Sneaky Pete and Dennis Allen didn't find it on their own? Who's to say that?
Because we ain't been seeing it all season. Up until that game, we saw them. That's the most complete game we saw.
Until AK and DD spoke out against the coaching.
And then Alvin Kamara pop up and just go 3 touchdowns. That looked like the old Kamara.
Yeah. First of all, why y'all didn't give Alvin Kamara the credit? Because he the one brought the players in the locker room.
Don't forget Didi. Don't forget Didi.
He brought the players in there, but Pete Carmichael, I think Sean chopped it up with Carmichael more than anybody.
Yeah, the play calling was different. It was like the attack was different.
It was like he had a flow to it.
Bro,
all right, look, we gonna change the conversation.
Everybody needs
change the conversation, guys. How we gonna beat Lamar Jackson?
Not no damn DA. That's what y'all gonna do.
We gonna change the conversation.
How we gonna beat Lamar?
Hey, we gonna change the conversation. We done with the
Quit on the Saints. Y'all still riding this man.
But the next biggest thing I want to talk about, guys, before this game gets started, is Michael Thomas, y'all. Michael Thomas is out for the season. Okay? How do y'all feel about Michael Thomas being out for the season? I know a lot of Saints fans went crazy. They went crazy and said, hey, it's time to trade Michael Thomas.
No, it's not. It's not time to trade.
Let that man heal, bro. I even had to tell friends of mine. Let that man heal, bro.
Me and my opinion, look, Michael Thomas is still one of the best receivers in my mind. And look, he's just going through injury problems. It's unfortunate. It does not mean that you need to trade him, okay? Now, Hulk, I'm going to start.
You can't trade him. You can't trade him.
Okay, hold up,
That's
bro.
The reality.
Hold up.
You can't.
Check this out right here, bro.
Now, why somebody
I just saw a little segment.
Comment.
Hold up. Not say, bro. You gonna let somebody else talk?
Go ahead, Hulk.
Hold up, bro. Yo, look. The thing is, I just saw a little 4-minute YouTube with a doctor that basically said that with that injury, it was supposed to be the same way the Saints coaching staff allowed it to be. It was supposed to be, most of the time, it does not require surgery. It's supposed to heal on its own. But after 5 or 6 weeks, that it wasn't healing on its own. That's why they went with the, and I was one of the biggest critics, bro. Like, hey, man, if you knew this man was hurt, why y'all didn't put this man on IR? Because he would have been coming back week 10, week 12. But my man, he tried to rehab it on his own, and it didn't work. He's getting the surgery.
Right. Thank you for telling the truth and some facts.
I mean, and bro, it's always facts.
Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead. What's your
bottom line? The man, a football player, he got a passion for the game, and he's still, like you said, one of the best in the game. We ain't trade nothing. You pair him a healthy Michael Thomas with Chris Olave, it's over.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, you can say he had a hand in Olave becoming who he is now for as a pro, because he's been working with him.
Exactly.
He helped develop Olave.
Now he's a coach out there. Y'all see him on the sideline? What he was doing with Alante Taylor? I mean, stop it, man.
That man loved his team, bro.
What's your thoughts, Dank, on Michael Thomas being out for the season?
Man, it hurt, man. I mean, y'all said a lot. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that goes on with Mike T, man. As far as big, man. It's an unfortunate situation, man, because like I said, he the type of player that you could wait for throughout the injuries till he healed and come back for 100%. But y'all all know that I'm always looking at the business side as well too. You know what I'm saying? And I don't fault him because he signed a contract. This is one of the things I look and I say, Saints fans, sometimes we got to criticize and question some of Mickey's decisions as far as giving a player a contract that's he's not tradable. Like he said, we can't trade him. He has the biggest dead money cap. That's why I told you I studied this shit and watched who.
So you wanted to get rid of Michael Thomas? You didn't think we?
I say Mickey gave him a contract to work because I told you it's two players, dog. It's two players on your roster that could get you first round picks if you have to trade them. And the reason why I put these players in trade conversation because y'all being Saints fans too, y'all being fans, y'all not ever looking at thinking that we gonna be ever be in a situation or scenario that we gonna be in a rebuild mode. But if the Saints if this season don't go right like it's supposed to, if they mess around and lose 3, 4, 5 in a row and don't make the playoffs, the Saints are in rebuild mode because you don't have a franchise quarterback. So you got to do what you got to do to start rebuilding, and you got to start looking at your assets and stuff like that. And that's why I'm frustrated at the situation with Mike T because we can't trade him. Mike T and Lattimore are the players that you can get the first round picks for. You know what I'm saying? We can't get it with Mike T because his dead money cap is his salary. If you trade Mike T, you got to pay $22 to $23 million in dead money.
24.
They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. So he's not tradable. So now we gotta live through his injuries. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just unfortunate, man. It is what it is, man. And then like who knows? Like we gotta look at it as well too. Like everybody know I was one that said Mike T was better than Mike Evans. But when Mike T do come back, it's gonna be 4 years since we seen that player, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if
4 years.
But dang, let me tell you something. All right, the first injury,
it's 2 years. Calm down. 2 years now.
But by the time he play again next year, it's gonna be 3. It's gonna be 3.
He's gonna be good next year.
But listen,
that's why he had a surgery.
Injury that he had. Listen, y'all. The very first injury. People keep thinking it's the ankle. It has nothing to do with it. It's a turf toe. He may be back for the playoffs if the Saints make a run this year, from what I'm hearing. Okay.
Now see, all right. Now let me pause you right there. Let me pause you right there. Now let's talk. My favorite all-time player lost his career from turf toe injury. He walk around with a limp right now at Jackson State because of turf toe.
That doesn't mean that's gonna happen to Mike. They got
different medicines. You don't know that. We don't know if he gonna shake back from this injury like that. We can't say he gonna be. So all right, put it like this: when he come back, you think he worth $24 million on your salary cap?
Yep.
You don't got a quarterback to get involved yet.
He earned his money.
I do. He earned every piece of money that they gave him in that contract.
Every ball he caught,
he earned it though, bro. At that time, he had earned that money. I'm not going to
sit here and start
talking about we were wrong and all that. He earned that money, just like Drew Brees earned that money when Drew Brees had that contract. They earned it, man.
They earned that shit. That was 3 years. That was 3 years ago, though, man.
But that was
he
the
hasn't
contract
played. He
that
hasn't
they
produced
earned.
since that season, dog.
But that was the earned contract that
beginning
they
of the
earned,
year,
brother.
I
Mike
know
Thomas
that was
starting to
every
dominate.
year his
He was
salary
starting
cap
to
goes
dominate
up
again
and up
before
and
he
up.
got hurt again.
Man, it's messed up, dog. I'm telling you, like it's you can't. They're not gonna put it like this. Put it like this, dog. Saints fans, y'all got to think about this. This team is not going to keep every player that we have drafted and player. Somebody eventually is going to have to move on and roll, dog. That's just how the place of the business goes.
Well, you need to stop crying about Chauncey Gardner then.
I think we seen.
No, he was a rookie. He was one that you could pay. He was one that you could pay. These are older players.
No, they weren't going to be able to pay him. They could not pay him this year.
I think we seen that though. I mean, we gave up Marcus Williams. We done gave up Trey Hendrickson. We done gave up, what's that linebacker we had from Florida? So we didn't give up a lot of guys. I mean, we gave up Von Bell. I mean, it's not like we're not seeing change. We are seeing change. We're trying to keep our best players that come from the draft. All right, and we're doing a good job keeping them. You know, these guys are not just any guys that you just let walk. You don't let these dudes walk like that. Alvin Kamara, he can go on to somewhere else, and I promise you, he wouldn't miss it. He would not miss us at all because he'll have the same damn production. Marshawn Lattimore, same way. Doggone Michael Thomas. If we traded him, I promise you, we would regret it.
I promise you,
I don't think we'll regret it. I don't think because we already replaced him with Olavier. We already replaced him with Olavier. We did regret. I can't say how we regret it. When we got a number one wide receiver right now.
No, that dude that's not the same type of wide receiver, bro. He's not the same type of wide receiver. That dude is
a number one. That kid is showing he could be a number one wide receiver.
He's a deep threat. He's a deep threat like Cooks, bro. And this dude, Michael Thomas is a big body type of wide receiver like Evans. And you got Godwin. You got a Godwin like you got your little man. No, that's totally different types of receivers, bro.
Yeah, I know totally different
Mike is a possession receiver.
Yeah, but you can't keep. I'm telling you, they're not gonna keep playing hurt players, dog. That's how long. How long we gonna keep injured players, dog?
Bro. Michael Thomas already showed his value. We can't trade a player like that. That's a generational talent.
And you locked into that contract, so you can't just cut him.
Yeah, that might not
be contract too.
As a Saints fan, it's not you can do about that, man. Like, you just
that man earned his money, bro. He extended Drew Brees' career.
Right.
That man earned his money.
I don't know.
He took a lot of punishment, bro. And the reason why he was hurt so bad because he played hurt trying to help Brees get that last championship.
Yeah.
He sacrificed his body, but see, that's what everybody. That's what they're not saying.
He sacrificed himself to try to win the chip with Drew Brees in this last season.
And MT came out and publicly stated that. MT publicly stated that. I sacrificed myself because I wanted to see Drew win on his last year.
Yeah.
But Drew said it.
They both said the same thing, and I'm like,
he sure did. He sure did.
Mm-hmm. They both of them wanted to win that year.
Look, us as
bottom line is you cannot keep playing a pair of 20 plus million a season and they're not productive for your football team.
He earned that money, Dank. He earned it.
But yeah, he killing us on the salary cap too.
Hold on.
Bro, he earned that.
You wanted us to play Chauncey Gardner, the highest paid safety, and Philadelphia haven't even done that yet.
Yeah,
Philadelphia ain't draft seeded D though. Philadelphia ain't draft seeded D.
Hold up. Check this out. I got one for Dank. Dank, you think Taysom earned his money?
Yeah, he earned his money. Yeah, he earned his money.
How often has Taysom been hurt?
Not more than Mike Thomas. That's not a good comparison. Mike Thomas is missing seasons, dog. This player is playing right now tonight.
But check this out. Did Taysom earn his money? Yes or no?
Yes, he get paid $10 million a year. Mike T get paid $24. Mike T get paid $14 million more, and he's not available. The last 2 seasons, this man has been available. Taysom Hill went out the last game of the season before we went to the playoffs. He was in playoff contention before Taysom Hill got hurt. We had to wait for another team to win. He played seasons, and he get paid less.
Taysom earned his money.
That's a bad comparison.
Exactly.
And that man got 7 touchdowns on the season.
Exactly.
But they both earned their money because at one time Mike T was the only wide receiver we had.
But that was 2-3 years ago. Now we got
and Taysom was becoming what he was.
That boy was beating double and triple teams, but he took a lot of punishment.
Yeah, now we got a lobby. I feel I don't want to trade the player, dog. But what I'm trying to tell you is at some point y'all got to put your business cap on and be like, is this worth it, dog?
But you cannot trade him, bro. You talking about?
I do got my business cap on. My business cap telling me Olave and Thomas together is crucial. That's what that's telling me.
Let me tell you something. Dank, where were we going to fit the contract of signing CD Deuce? How was we going to sign him to the highest paid safety? How was we going to pull that off, bro?
First of all, you didn't have to do that. First of all, you didn't have to do that.
You want to be the business guy. You want to talk about that. I'm asking you a question.
First of all, you could have franchised him. You could have franchised him and not.
No, bro. You couldn't have done that because guess what?
Why not? Who we got on the franchise tag?
Because the Saints would refuse to do that because they can't do it. They would have been overtaxed. They can't do it, bro.
That's not. You just made my point on my
getting into it with
so stop right there. Stop right there. You just made my point right there.
Did you know that CD Deuce was cussing the Saints out, talking about he don't want to be under no, don't put me under no salary,
a lot of players don't want to be on the franchise. They want the big bag.
He was gonna sit out, bro. They was gonna lose him for nothing. You think
he wasn't gonna sit out, man? He ain't got no money. He can't pay the fines. He wasn't gonna sit out. You listen to the player, dog. That's the player talk. That ain't the players always lose. We just watched Kevin Durant lose. We just watched the biggest player in the NBA lose for talking. I won't get traded. See me? No, you're under contract. The team makes the final decision.
So you was gonna force that man to stay, right? And you don't know if he would have been playing well.
Man, when he would have got that franchise, what you mean?
CD did his own self. Cause think about it, CD started it all. CD was the one cussing out. He was cussing out the coaches. He was cussing out the players. He was cussing out everybody on the organization, talking about pay me $50 million. We was not going to pay him $50 million.
So EJ, let me ask you this, EJ. The player that we just wasn't talking about, was he not a problem in the organization, Mike T? Do he not curse out people? Did you not read the reports on how he handled the people in the front office? That's the two niggas who be fighting because why they fight? Why they clash? Because they're the same.
See, bro, check this out. When Alante Taylor got drafted, I knew the writing was on the wall for Chauncey.
Yeah.
When they drafted Alante, I knew the writing was on the wall.
They're not going to
drafted Alante too high. They drafted him too high to sit on the bench.
And plus, you got to think about the money we got tied to the thing. Think about the money we got tied to the secondary. Let me break this down. You literally have $211 million tied to 8 secondary freaking players. 8 secondary players. Think about how much money that is. You got $39 million tied to Roby, $33 million tied to Honey Badger, $28.3 to Marcus May, $7 million tied to Alante. You got $4 million tied to a Paulson Adebo, still under rookie contract. You got $2 million contracts in Justin Evans and Sorensen. And you got Lattimore's money.
They had the money to pay CDD. They had it.
That's why they drafted Alante. That's why they drafted Taylor.
Let me bring this up, y'all.
So that's the same situation with Mike T. Y'all talking about they drafted Alante. Hold on.
They just signed McCoy, bro. Did you know they signed McCoy? They center. That's the pay they center.
I know that. They had to pay it. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Mickey. That's what I'm saying. They paid some of the wrong players sometimes.
That's the wrong player.
We had to pay McCoy. We had to pay McCoy.
Bro, you'll be right. Thank you.
We're gonna pay him.
Let me bring this up.
Come on,
we'll continue this discussion in the post game, but I need y'all to know that Mr. Jarvis Landry is gonna be out for this football.
Right. Oh, PJ Williams. I was expecting him to play.
PJ Williams will be back in this football game. The Ravens are gonna be without Gus Edwards. Okay. So and we gotta watch out for Mr. Roquan Smith and everything. But they lost Marcus. The last little thoughts that I want to hear from you guys before we get into this football game is, what is the score going to be tonight and who wins this football game? And I'm gonna start with Hump.
27-17 Saints.
Every 504, what you got? Every 504, what you got? I guess he out. Larry, what you got?
I got 31-24 Saints.
All right. Nas, what you got?
Give me 30-27 us by field goal.
Okay. All right. Dank, what you got?
I'm going to go 24-30. Saints win by 6.
I got 21-14. Saints win. Every 504, I don't know if you there. What's your prediction? Like, can you hear us?
You got time for me to say mine?
What's your prediction?
I got the Saints winning this game in a wild one, 41-38.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Andy gonna put up 41?
41.
The Saints been averaging
against that defense.
Saints been averaging 30-something points a game. Go look at it. The Saints been almost at 30-something a game. I think going to score 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
We got to think about that pass rush too. We got to think about that pass rush. That pass rush in Baltimore stat. You got JPP, Arway, and you got Calais Campbell, and you got old boy out there too. You got Roquan Smith, you got Patrick Queen, you got Hamilton, MP Humphrey.
He's just coming to the team. I'm not worried about Roquan Smith.
Okay.
Well, guys,
look. He had a week to practice.
Wait, EJ, before y'all end this though, dog, I don't understand how Saints fan, how y'all, that's not frustrating to y'all Mike T injury, dog. That really hurts the franchise, dog.
Look,
we already know we frustrated. We know we frustrated.
Let me say this. Look, guys, I know the frustrations are high on Michael Thomas. Look, don't get me wrong. I love Michael Thomas, and I wish that did not happen to him. But it's not like we're not saying we don't care about it. Oh, he'll be back and everything. Trust me, we hurting behind this pain about him being out there. Shoot, we paying him all that damn money for him not to be there. I agree on that and everything. But still, you don't trade a guy like that, even if he was tradable and it didn't hurt us. All right. So look, like I said, we're gonna continue to talk about that in the post game and everything. Like I said, tonight it's a must-winnable football game. All right, it's the Baltimore Ravens in town, man. Lamar Jackson, despite all these missing offensively, still dangerous no matter what, man. This game is going to come down to the damn defense once again.
Run the ball, play defense. This is a game I would utilize AK and Taysom more.
I expect that defense to step up and do the same thing they did last weekend, man. Y'all enjoy the game tonight. And like I said, I'll see y'all in the post-game show, man. Love y'all. Who that, baby? And let's get it.
Who that?
Who that?
Who that?